brought to you by the Smile Center. And it's set for 3 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, the third man in the cage, will be Matt Thomas. Introducing first and fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black trunks with the red trim. At 6 feet even, he weighed in at 204 pounds. A freestyle fighter with an MMA record of 5 wins and 3 losses. Representing Team Rock and fighting out of Dresden, Tennessee, Brandon Hitman Taylor. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. He wears the camo trunks with the black trim. At 6 feet even, he weighed in at 203 pounds. A freestyle fighter with an MMA record of 9 wins and 6 losses. Representing Ronin MMA and fighting out of Memphis, Tennessee, Carlton C. Major Little.
3 rounds in the light heavyweight division, 3-minute rounds, and Matt Thomas now will give the 2 gladiators their formal and final
guys, we went over the instructions in the back. If you get any submissions,
Taylor,
do
Little.
not stop until I make you stop.
Team Rock and
any questions?
Ronin MMA, Ronin MMA. Battle here between Memphis and Dresden. It's all on the line tonight, 3 rounds here at Minglewood Hall. The 2 fighters have their instructions. They are ready to go. Referee Matt Thomas is ready to go. And here we go, round number 1.
Here comes the dynamite. Look for both fighters to connect early and often.
Big leg there by Little.
Little's not known for his kicks. Comes out, throws one right away. Mixing it up.
One.
Yeah.
Nice leg kick there by Taylor.
Both fighters respecting the other's power. Ooh, Carlton.
Yeah, Little caught him after Taylor tried the leg kick, and not much he can do with him right now, though.
Well, right now,
seemingly an immovable object here, Rick.
Yeah, they're at a stalemate right now. Taylor's trying to work that guillotine in, keeping that underhook right there. Carlton kind of just holding him, kind of deciding what he wants to do, letting it go. I think he's going to try to come back up. Big knee, and it lands by Taylor.
There's a nice left.
Here they come. Boom! 2 big combo punches from Carlton. Then he takes him down.
Rick, that was 410 pounds landing on the canvas there.
I felt it right here. Carlton a little half guard right now. Let's see what he could do from the top position. Usually Carlton on top is bad news for another fighter. Carlton's ground and pound is vicious. Right now Carlton has Brandon Taylor in a bad position. His head up against that cage. He really doesn't have any strength or power to push off there.
He has him from the side. Does he try to go full mount here? Is that your move if you're Little?
Some fighters like it. Some fighters like from right here. You're having that leg in there, you're actually able to control that fighter. Sometimes when you got full mount position, a big, strong fighter can bump you right off of him. So I'm looking for Carlton to sit right here, wait for an opening, and deliver some bombs.
Well, there's a couple right there, and now he gets his right hand free. And there's Taylor, though, holding on for dear life.
Yeah, he's approaching the 2-minute mark right now, so he's got another minute to try to survive this.
There's a big strike by Carlton C. Major Little. He's the one on top. Try to hammer strike there.
Good action so far. Little ground.
Well, again, Little, he describes his fighting style. It's ground and pound. He wants to be down here. He wants to be throwing strikes. But Taylor's doing a good job in holding him back. That's a big man. They're 2 big men, but he's doing a good job. Now, again, trying to go full mount here.
Full mount. He's got it. He's got a full mount. He doesn't really have his hips too far up on him, so he can't deliver some big shots. But he's looking for an arm triangle right now.
Taylor on his side.
He's jumping over.
Now
Here's the attempt.
He moves off the full mount to the side here. Does he have it, Rick? Does he have it in there?
I don't think he's got it very. I don't think he has that tight.
And he runs out of time either way, so that'll do it for the first round. So most of the action on the ground as we expected. I thought it was a pretty good round for Carlton Little.
Most definitely. Right there, Carlton had him, should have pulled him straight off that cage, got his center gravity load, and turned into it right there. Brandon Taylor's really smart by staying against that cage right there when he had that submission on him.
Taylor, freestyle fighter, so he does a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Beneficial for him to try to strike standing up. Is that his best chance? Is it really a disadvantage for Taylor when it goes to the ground?
Taylor needs to come in the second round and really let some hands go right here. That first round, he looked kind of tentative, not really wanting to strike with Carlton. And Carlton, he was the aggressor, got the takedown, had an attempt first, then got the takedown solid, threw a couple big punches, and then landed something.
Two veterans of the cage. You're talking about Carlton Little with 15 fights and Brandon Taylor with 8, so 23 between the two warriors.
Good thing is, I don't think either of these guys got wore out in that first round, so I think we're going to see a little bit more action once they got comfortable with each other in the second round.
That's a great point, Rick. So round 1 in the books. This one's scheduled for 3. Matt Thomas making sure the 2 are ready to go, and they are. Here we go, round 2.
Sportsmanship, gotta love it. Big kicks. Carlton's coming out with those kicks all day. Inside leg kick landed. Oh, big spinning back fist from Taylor, but he left himself open and got taken down.
Little just waited for a mistake from his opponent, and he jumped on it, capitalized. But let's see what he can do with it.
I think Carlton's kind of going to do that all day. He looks like he's more of a counter fighter in this fight. Right now, Brandon's in a bad position because usually what Carlton's going to try to do is isolate that left arm, trap it, and throw some big punches with his right.
And you would think more often than not, if you're a counter fighter, you're going to be in trouble. You want to be an aggressor. But in this case, it seems to be something that favors Little. Wait for your opponent to make the mistake.
It really is, because Brandon's coming in with some big looping punches. Those are, when they hit, they hurt, but they are really easy to get around.
All right, you're Brandon Taylor now, Rick, in this precarious situation. What are you trying to do here?
You're Brandon Taylor. You don't want to do that.
Right on key, huh?
Oh, exactly. But what he wanted to do there is get that underhook before he did that. Then he could have slipped right out. Right now he's flattening him out. I don't know if Brandon's got his chin down. He squeezed it. Little doesn't have it from what I see right here.
Just seems to be slipping out of it. Trying to work those legs, as you can see, folks. Great camera work from our crew.
He's got to be careful not to get on top, and that is exactly what happened. Now we're going to see what Brandon Taylor can do on top. He's got some pretty good ground and pound.
Little just never had it in solidly enough, and you can see him slipping out of it.
Yeah, Carlton Little has 1 minute to last on the bottom here. Usually when Carlton gets on the bottom, he likes to rest and kind of pull that guy in. I don't think he'd do that with Brandon Taylor right here.
Good hammer strike right there by Brandon Taylor. Again, you're trying to win.
Nice pass.
And Rick, you're trying to win the round from the judges here. So the more active fighter usually gets that nod.
Yeah, Brandon's going to have to show something on top here to get this round. He just can't lay here.
Well,
he ran right back in the half guard. Should have waited. Should have thrown some ground and pound there. What he needs to do right here is just, with his right, post up on Carlton's head and throw a big left.
Right.
That's what he's kind of trying to do. Carlton's holding on. He's going to hold on for another 20 seconds.
Time winding down in round number 2. It's Brandon, the Hitman Taylor, on top. 10 seconds to go in the round. Got a quick strike in there. There's a knee. Enough to win the round? I'm not so sure. But we are through 2.
There we go.
So this one's still very much in doubt. I would say right now Carlton Seamage a little has the advantage, but not by much, Rick.
No, this is a very close fight. He was saying something to the ref. Wasn't sure if he got poked in the eye or the guy threw an elbow on the ground. Stuff like that happens. You just got to keep going through it.
For those who are watching here and have never experienced V3 fights, of course it's amateur fights. What are the rules that distinguish the amateurs from the professionals that you really need to know if you're watching?
Well, the big ones are when you're standing, no knees to the head. And then when you're on the ground, no elbows to the head.
Okay. And pretty much everything else is in play.
Everything else is in play.
All right. You're Taylor. What do you do in the third round? What do you need to do? You're Little. Give us the same scenario.
Each of these men have to win this round. I think it's 1-1 right now. I think Carlton got the first by a slight edge, and I think Brandon Taylor got the second by a slight edge as well.
Carlton Little looking for his 10th career victory. Brandon Taylor is after his 6th. This is the third and final round in the light heavyweight division. Here we go, round 3. This one will tell the story. Wild right missed by Little.
Big kick hit by Little. Nice take. Big vicious takedown.
Big takedown.
That was great. Carlton shot that double in and slammed him right to the ground. Now, can he do something?
Trying to loosen that left hand, or that left arm rather. I don't know if that's doing anything.
See, right now Matt Thomas is noticing Brandon's not even really holding him, and Carlton's just kind of laying there. Carlton needs to raise up and throw something down. He's got him in a bad position. He's got a pin against that cage.
Now, if there's inactivity, Matt Thomas will stand the 2 up, right?
Definitely. Right now he's talking to both fighters. They got to work. Carlton's got to come up. I don't know what he's doing right here. He's got to throw something down hard.
Now, his right arm, as you can see, is going nowhere because Taylor's head is right on his. Well, he was able to move it there a little bit, but he's holding on to his arm, as you can see. There's a couple of shots. Not a lot of pop, though, behind them.
Right now, if Carlton would just put his Brandon Taylor's left arm down, step over it, and deliver some punches, he might catch him with something big.
Now, Little's legs are up against the side of the cage there. Usually they make you take them down, don't they?
Oh no, he's fine as long as he's not using his toe to grip it like fingers.
Okay, gotcha. Of course, now they're off, as you can see. Not a lot of action here.
Matt Thomas might stand them up here. They're just kind of hand fighting. It's not real exciting for us right now. Yeah. Carlton's usually, he could throw some stuff, but he's just.
Yeah, I'm really surprised, Rick, that Little is not doing much. I mean, Taylor's in a tough situation. He's stuck. But really, Little is not offensive here.
Right there, he tried to catch his hand or catch his arm there with that leg, but he was unsuccessful.
And I can't imagine the two are gassed. This has been a relatively inactive fight, if you will. Most of it's been on the ground, laying on one on top of the other.
Yeah, right now this is called the lay and pray. You lay on them and pray for the decision.
Very familiar face behind the two there.
Rampage Jackson looking on, having a good time.
Wonder what Rampage would do in this situation.
Rampage would let him stand up.
I'm really surprised that Matt Thomas has allowed this. But then again, just a little bit of activity is helping out Little. We have a final few seconds to go, and that'll be it. And that'll do it. And at the very end, after the horn sound that you saw Little take a shot. But not a real exciting fight, let's be honest. Not a real scintillating fight for the fans here. But one of these two gentlemen is going to get a W, and we'll find out in a few moments as the judges go to the scorecards and finalize the tallies here, and we'll get the decision. I imagine Carlton Little won the fight.
This is one of those fights that no judge wants to judge. There's not much action. Both fighters were so even. You know, it's hard to tell who won that fight. Absolutely hard to tell.
The only reason I'd say Little, because Little was laying on top the whole fight, whereas Taylor was at the bottom and really had no but Little was very, very inactive, but he was the one that had the original takedown. So
exactly.
Rick's going to head inside the cage. We'll get a word with our winner. But Brandon Hitman Taylor, Carlton C. Major Little, not producing a real exciting fight. As I mentioned, Little looking to secure his 10th victory as an amateur light heavy. And Brandon Taylor looking for win number 6. The two fighters now brought to the center of the cage. We have the decision, and let's go to our ring announcer, for the decision. Here's Michael Kelly.
V3 Fight fans, give it up for these fighters. After 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges scoring this one for your winner by unanimous decision, Carlton C. Major Little.
Well, Little did enough to win this fight, and he wins it by unanimous decision fashion to get his 10th victory. Let's go back inside the cage to our own Rick McCracken, who's standing by with our winner, Carlton C. Major Little.
V3 fans, Carlton Little. Carlton, that was a grinder of a fight, man. Was that the game plan the whole time coming in?
Actually, man, the game plan coming in was to stand and trade with him, but he was up for the takedown, so I just went with the easier tactic.
We did notice he had his hands up a lot, and you throw that 1-2, kind of set it up and take him down. You had a couple big double legs. I was impressed.
Yeah, I've been working on, complete my game. I want to be a good stand-up guy, get on the ground, good wrestler, so that I can be, prepared to go to the next level.
Where'd you learn those double legs? Were you watching my previous fights?
Yeah, good old Rick McCracken.
Everybody, Carlton Little.
Thank you very much, Rick. Thank you, Carlton C. Major Little. We'll take a break. When we come back, we start our run of championship fights. Stay tuned. This is V3 Fights from Minglewood Hall.